Welcome back to Christ College OpenCourseWare. Now we discuss about the different methods or different types of composting. That is, there are three kinds of composting is there. That is a process. Different kinds of compost including in the previous classes we discussed what is composting, advantages and disadvantages there. In this session we mainly focus on what are the different types and different kinds of compost. There are three kinds of compost are there: aerobic compost, anaerobic compost and vermicomposting. Aerobic composting means the composting process is carried out in the presence of oxygen or air. Anaerobic composting means the uncomposting process we carried out in the absence of or minimal amount of oxygen or air. That is called anaerobic. Aerobic means in the presence of oxygen, anaerobic in the absence of oxygen. Then vermicomposting is a type of composting technique we used to produce compost with the help of earthworms. That is a vermicomposting. First we discuss in detail the aerobic composting. This is a compost with air. This means to compost with air, organic waste will break down quickly and is not prone to smell. This type of composting is high maintenance since it will need to be turned every couple days to keep air in the system and your temperature up. It also likely to require accurate moisture monitoring etc. will be needed. This type of compost is good for large volume of compost. That means the composting technique with the help of air is called aerobic composting, and it is very the maintenance is very important for this type of composting techniques. In this, decomposition occur in the absence of oxygen or under the limited supply of oxygen is called anaerobic composting. The second type of composting is the anaerobic composting. Anaerobic composting is a decomposition in the absence of oxygen or under the limited supply of oxygen. Anaerobic microorganisms are dominated in this process. In the aerobic process, aerobic microorganisms are dominated. They produce the intermediate compound like methane, organic acid, hydrogen sulfide and other substances. These substances have strong color and some are phytotoxic. It is low temperature process, but aerobic process is a high temperature process. In the same time, the anaerobic composting is a low temperature process. The difference between aerobic and anaerobic means aerobic, first aerobic is the presence of oxygen, anaerobic in the absence of oxygen. In aerobic, high temperature is needed. In anaerobic, low temperature. In aerobic system, aerobic bacteria or microorganisms are present, but in anaerobic system, anaerobic bacteria is present. These are the difference between aerobic composting and anaerobic composting. And the third one is the vermicomposting. Vermicomposting is a type of composting in which certain species of earthworms are used to enhance the process of organic waste conversion and produce better end product. That's important. The vermicomposting byproducts are better compared to other type of composting. In vermicomposting, earthworm feed the organic waste material and passes it through their digestive system and give out in a granular form. That is form means that is known as cocoons, which is known as vermicompost. Vermicomposting is a method of production of compost with the help of earthworm, and the process is that the earthworm feed the organic material and passes it through their digestive system and give out in a granular form. Vermicompost is earthworm excrement called castings, which can improve biological, chemical and physical properties of the soil. The chemical secretion in the earthworm's digestive tract help break down soil and organic matter. So the casting contain more nutrients that are immediately available to the plant. The earthworm is earthworm product, earth cast, that is very useful for the plant to grow. Vermicompost is rich in essential plant nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium than traditional compost. It is contain microbes that help plant to grow. These are the advantages. The most advantageous method of most important methods of waste management and a sustainable waste management method is the vermicomposting techniques, because the byproduct is very useful for the plant. Composting techniques are mainly two types of composting is there. In composting, based on this composting technique, there are two types. Based on the type, there are different types. There is a aerobic composting, anaerobic and a vermicomposting. And a composting on the basis of composting technique, there are mainly two types. First one is a non-container in method, otherwise called as sheet composting method. It is a direct way of composting. In it, raw material are composted in a same location in a soil where is produced will be used. That is called non-container method, or otherwise it is called in situ method. Non-container method is called sheet method is the method, or sheet method, non-container method, in situ method. And this non-container method is an in situ method where we can be compost is produced from the place where it be originated. It is simply and allow complete decomposition of organic matter. Its disadvantages is that it takes several months for complete decomposition. This is a picture showing the in situ method. The second method is a ex situ method, or otherwise it is called a container method. It is a composting organic matter in pit or container from where the compost is transferred to other place of application. So this method, that is not an in situ method, it's an ex situ method. This is transfer from where the place it is originated to another place of treatment. So in this method, compost is prepared in one place and used somewhere else. It is called ex situ method. There are two types of composting based on the composting technique. First one, container, non-container method, or in situ method, or sheet composting method. Second one is a container method or ex situ methods. Then different methods of ex situ composting are there, that including trench composting, open window composting, mechanical composting and windrow composting is there. There is a vermicomposting is there. The first one, that is called trench composting. This is a composting carried out in specially made trenches in open grounds. In this method, 4 to 10 centimeter long, 2 to 3 meter wide and 0 to 0.7 to 1 meter depth trenches are excavated. Solid composting material is spread in these trenches in 15 centimeter thick layer, sandwiched between 5 centimeter thick layer of semi-liquid cattle dung until the waste heap rise to 30 centimeter or more above the ground level. Then a 5 to 7.5 centimeter thick layer of soil is spread over the top of the heap. This prevents wind blowing of the waste and block the entry of insects, flies, etc. In about 4 to 5 months, decomposition is completed and the humus-like compost gets stabilized. It is removed, then sieved and used as a manure. That is a method of trench composting. Then open window composting is a second type. This is a composting carried out on open ground surface. In this method, First, solid composting material is dumped on a open ground as 5 to 10 meter long, 1 to 2 meter wide and 0.5 to 1 meter high heap. The top of each heap is covered with a cattle dung. After a few days, the heap are ranked and turned upside down for cooling and aeration, that is mixing up of the waste. In about 4 to 6 weeks, the compost gets stabilized and used for the usage. Then third one is the mechanical composting. This is a method in which solid materials are converted to compost in mechanical composting plants. The whole process is completed in 3 to 6 days. That's the advantage of mechanical compost. Mechanical composting involves segregation, pulverization and stabilization of waste and processing of stabilized mass for marketing. It's an advantage type of composting technique, that is a mechanical composting. Trench method, open window method, methods are some of the drawbacks. What are the different drawbacks? You just identify based on your study materials. Then last one, that is a vermicomposting. Vermicomposting is the composting of solid organic waste using some species of earthworm. All the species of earthworm are not used because there is the digestive capacity is different. It is much faster than trench composting and open window composting. That is, vermicomposting is very faster. The compost produced by the breakdown of organic debris by earthworm is known as vermicompost or vermicast. The product, that is a liquid part that is coming out from the composting process, is called vermiwash. It is also used for a fertilizer for growing plants. These are the four type of method: trench method, trench composting, open composting, vermicomposting and mechanical composting. Thank you for watching.